Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers and subscribers, welcome. So I wanted to make this feminine school video before the year 2020 ends to have a very important conversation about the very damaging tropes that are either fully embraced or ignored or buried, or is status quo pushed onto the next generation, or is in many cases seen as a misguided badge of honor, when in reality, this narrative is literally a very draining and a very soul crushing trope that comes with very disempowering and dehumanizing consequences that will often cause Black women to suffer in silence and to neglect themselves, their well being, and to accept the role reversal of struggle love and to work themselves into an early grave for the greater good of others. And that is the topic of Black women as the status quo engineered face of strength. Now, one of the main reasons why I started this YouTube channel is because it is very important for me to change the narrative by educating Black women and other races of women who have benefited from listening to this channel as well on the power of the feminine divine in ways that go beyond the superficial of the dresses and the makeup and the hair. And this work is particularly important for the next generation of Black women who are coming up behind us, who need an education on softness and internal femininity, and a safe space and a safe place where they can find solutions that will support the fullness of their womanhood and that will help to break their inherited generational curses with feminine awareness. Because as Black women, we have always been indoctrinated with the mule narrative and the superhero narrative and the you should have 16 jobs of poisonous noise. And we have unfortunately been conditioned and engineered to be the face of strength and to give away our edges, often at our own expense. So, what exactly is the engineered face of strength? Being the face of strength means being the photograph, the picture, the image, or being on the magazine cover, or being on the protest front lines in ways that strip and disempower our femininity, and in ways that will often make Black women a surrogate or a stand-in for masculinity. And being the face of strength also intentionally is very stripping of a woman's softness and her feline energy and her womanhood and her sensuality and her vulnerability, and being disconnected from her womb space in place of being hardened and defiant and a Pez dispenser of anger and defensive, and being overly invested in your sapphire energy and your protest energy, and being constantly exasperated and frustrated and broken and disconnected and not being taken care of by others, and attracting lazy, low value men who leech, and more importantly, the deeply embedded expectation of coming to the rescue of others in ways that lack reciprocity and in ways that are perpetually and consistently self-sacrificial. So as a narrative result, or as the story goes, even though Black women are not a monolith, and there are plenty of Black women who are feminine and who are being provided for by all races of men, including Black men, but as a wholesale narrative, Black women, more than any other race of women in the world, are the women who are the least expected to possess the softness of femininity and to lead with femininity, and are culturally at the bottom of the totem pole of women who are expected to be deserving of being cherished, or of being handled with care or concern, or of being treated as fragile and delicate merchandise, or of being deserving of protection, provision, and or being deserving of having happy, healthy families. Now, of course, these dysfunctionally toxic expectations are rooted in, because most people love attacking the symptoms of historical dysfunction while ignoring the root causes. This dysfunction is rooted in the historical powerlessness and the hundreds and hundreds of years of programming that come from historical disenfranchisement, structural racism, and more importantly, tons and tons of brainwashing. So the roots of this narrative of Black women being the engineered face of strength run very, very deep, and at times seem almost impossible to unpack and unlearn. But I am committed to this life work because being passionate about helping Black women to actualize the power of their femininity is my jam. So here are 13 feminine insights and feminine ways to stop digesting and to stop swallowing the narrative of being the de facto face of strength, because Black women, absolutely no one is going to do this work for you, and absolutely no one is coming to the rescue, because it is your job to rescue your own femininity. Number 13, stop trying to do it all and stop expecting other Black women to do it all as well. Ladies, your worth is not based on your ability to be it all and to do it all. Your worth is validated simply by the fact that you were born, as being born means that you have value. Simples, and that is it. You are not a superwoman, a Wonder Woman, a Sister Told Ya, and women who try to do it all without taking breaks are usually lacking in feminine energy and feminine softness, and they usually end up becoming very rage-filled and resentful because they don't know how to give themselves a good cry, and they don't know how to take a vacation, and more importantly, they don't know how to ask for help because they have been engineered into equating feminine energy with weakness. Number 12, being the face of strength completely strips you of your feminine energy. When you are the default or the de facto face of strength, you are often offered very little to zero compassion, as people are more inclined to view you as a character playing a masculine role, rather than a woman who is full of complexities. As women, we are happy, we're sad, and we're both light and dark in our energies. But as women, we also have the right to be vulnerable, and as women, more importantly, we have the feminine right to be supported, loved, assisted, and cared for. Number 11, see yourself as sacred and precious. One of the most important confidence building lessons that you can learn on your feminine journey is on how to see yourself as sacred and precious, so that you can expect to be cherished, provided for, and loved on. And I will be making a video on how to see yourself as sacred and precious. Number 10, expect men to provide. Have the basic standard expectation, ladies, that men, no matter the race, are to provide and protect, as that is the healthiest relationship dynamic that will allow a woman to rest comfortably in her feminine, because masculine and masculina energy will never work in romance. Number 9, become a damsel. When in the presence of men, become a damsel in distress. Close your wallet and allow men to demonstrate their strength to you instead of the other way around. Allow them to pay for meals, allow them to lift heavy boxes and to hold doors and to open car doors, and always expect a man to be a gentleman as a standard. Number 8, soften up your entire existence. This is what this feminine channel is all about. This channel is about unpacking all of the damaging tropes that have damaged Black women for hundreds and hundreds of years. And this unlearning and this unpacking to get to a place of feminine softness is a complete lifestyle commitment that will change your life for the better. Number 7, know the difference between being accomplished and being the face of strength, as one is a status quo manufactured image and the other is just a part of who you are as an individual. Because a lot of you who are lurking and ear hustling will intentionally pretzel twist this channel to mean that I am being harsh on ambitious or alpha women, when that is not the case. The point of this conversation is to highlight the gross imbalance and the cultural expectation that a Black woman is not good enough unless she is wearing 47 hats and is thriving in her masculine. So to my listeners, you do not need 67 jobs to feel worthy of love. And some of you may not want to hear this, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home wife who is married to a wonderful provider husband. So stop allowing masculinas and basicas to shame you and to guilt you out of being provided for. Number 6, have compassion. Ladies, having compassion is very, very feminine. So whenever possible, try to have more compassion for damaged and broken women, and understand that most women are prone to making poor life decisions based on what was modeled to them and based on what was taught to them and not taught to them. So there are many women who are very ignorant about the power of the feminine principle and the feminine divine and on how to use it. But hopefully in 5, 10, 15, 20, or even 50 years from now, being a feminine provided for a woman can be the Black woman's new normal. So try not to judge your sister in humanity because you don't know her backstory or her trauma story or the neglect story that led her to make her poor life decisions. Number 5, Understand the reward that comes with the status quo. Sometimes being the face of strength comes with huge ego perks that many Black women do not want to let go of in fear of being completely invisible or not being heard. And this is the number one reason why so many Black women lead with their independence, their over self reliance, their college degrees, and being a boss, as many Black women are only validated and rewarded and given attention when they are proving themselves to be hard workers who are devoid of softness. Because, in terms of visibility, Black women are the women who are rewarded the most with attention for being the face of strength. At number 4, learn how to say the word no. Saying no, believe it or not, is very feminine, as it sends out the signal to people that you are not interested in spreading yourself thin. And Black women are always expected to spread themselves thin for others. So if you're no longer interested in being the face of strength, learn how to say the word no without guilt or apology, because saying no is not a dirty word. At number 3, put your femininity and your self-care first. Ladies, please put a premium on your well-being, your femininity, and your mental health, especially if you are tired and exhausted all the time. The singer Tiana Taylor is a most recent example of a woman who had to put the do-it-all stick down to take care of her womanhood, her 2 beautiful children, and that fine husband of hers. So taking a step back and taking long, extended breaks are a huge part of nurturing your femininity. At number 2, learn how to win with the mindset of unpacking and unlearning. Ladies, be committed to unpacking and unlearning the damaging things that you've been taught and have not been taught on how to be a woman. So unlearning all of the damage will take time and will not happen overnight. But ladies, you are not a mule, a do-it-all, the face of strength, a nursemaid, or driving Miss Daisy, or any other harmfully ingrained stereotype that has allowed the world at large to exploit Black women, to mangle them, to mishandle them, and to destroy them. And number 1, change the narrative. Who told you or who taught you as a Black woman that you aren't worthy of provision, protection, softness, trips, Christmas gifts, diamonds, joy, happiness, and otherwise feeling good in your feminine? Who taught you that you are only worthy of being a mule, an overworked plow, an angry sapphire, a bitter Betty, and a resentful Regina, or a woman who is only praised and put on a pedestal when she is in her masculine? That you should only get attention when you are being a stereotype. Society, the media, your family. But today is a new day, and as a Black woman, it is time to step out of that played out mindset and to step into a new one that will bring you a better quality of life, because you are precious, you are sacred, and your femininity is yours to claim. So for now on, change the narrative. You are a soft, feminine, alluring, and vulnerable woman who is deserving of a strong, capable, loving, and very masculine provider and protector man. And your job moving forward, ladies, is to claim it by doing the work of unpacking and unlearning the damage so that you can look and feel your head to toe feminine best. So that is all that I have to say on this for now. Ladies, if you want to stop being the face of strength, you are going to have to do the feminine work on your own, because the world is not going to stop spinning on its axis to empower you, because there are way too many people in the world, both men and women, who benefit from seeing Black women as the masculine helpers of the world. So ladies and lurkers, to get this conversation started, do Black women enjoy being the face of strength, or do Black women hate it? And as always, I look forward to reading your amazing comments below. And of course, happy holidays. And stay tuned for more Feminine School videos to come. And I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.